Shall we switch the topic now?
We shall.
Okay.
And this one, it hits home. Okay, I loved going to prom.
Yes.
I loved designing my gowns for prom. It was one of the most exciting parts of high school for me. And when I read this story about a school in Michigan, a Catholic high school in Michigan, Dearmore, Michigan, that said, hey, ladies, if you show up in a dress that we deem to be inappropriate, we're going to put what we're calling a modesty shawl, a modesty poncho on you, and you're going to have to go about your day at prom wearing this ugly, this really ugly poncho. So here's the thing. That particular mannequin was sitting in their school for a couple of weeks before prom, and it has this sign at the bottom that says, if your dress doesn't meet the formal dress requirements, no problem, we've got you covered. Literally, you will have to wear this. This is like a scarlet letter of shame, in my opinion.
I don't think so.
Kind of funny.
do.
When I look at
Until
it,
you have to wear it.
Okay, but then they should be dressing properly.
No, I think that
Yes.
fashion is an expression of who you are.
to an
And if-
extent,
Yes, to an extent.
at that
I
age.
don't. This is a Catholic
So you're telling me that
school.
I can wear whatever I want on this TV program, and I should be perfectly okay. I shouldn't have to listen to
No, your
my boss
contract
is
would
sitting
say
over there.
otherwise.
You know, it's
Right, I'm sure the
Michelle,
Catholic
put that
school-
modesty
Don't they have a contract with the
over it.
private
Right,
school?
with the private
Yeah,
school.
it's a private school.
Usually has uniforms.
Yeah.
I think it's wild for the administration to deem a fashion piece appropriate or inappropriate and then dictate that you wear that. Send me home. If you don't want me to wear this,
Protest.
send me home.
Yeah.
But don't say that I have to wear that in order to enjoy this amazing experience.
Well, I'm sure the other option is or go home. So I would just opt to
Right.
go home. I wouldn't stick around and wear that. They can't keep you there.
I would have been
So-
that person in high school. I was in student government for the National Honor Society protesting the heck out of this because this is a step too far in my opinion.
Now, okay, is there any limit to what a student can wear to prom, in your opinion? Or is it limitless?
These
I mean,
are,
is there
at the
any
end of the day,
point-
it's a gown. And so as long as you're not going in a Lady Gaga meat dress to prom,
But why
why
What if
not?
it was a two-piece
I'm fine
dress?
with two-piece dresses.
Like
They're
the
very
midriff
cute,
showing and things
fine
like
by
that.
me.
I think midriff dresses are even acceptable. I see girls all over the place
We're
wearing that.
sexualizing things that don't need to be sexualized at such a young age. It's a cute outfit. Two pieces are trending. As long as it's not a see-through dress and your nipples are coming out.
So there is a
So
lot.
there's a limit.
Honey,
Yes.
if anyone walked in naked, we would say there is an issue here. But
But
if somebody...
who's to say that is only reserved for those individuals? That everyone
one?
agrees that this pink
It's only
thing-
for women. Let's talk about that. What if a man comes
So it
in
did
and his...
say that. It did say it's for women only. It does not say women on there. So what if a
I don't
man
think it's
literally
just for
walks up
women.
in a mesh midriff
Something
top?
inappropriate. Something
Yeah.
inappropriate. Or topless.
Now, my friends
Right.
at home, how many men have we seen go to prom
they
in
wouldn't be
a
allowed to prom
midriff
without a shirt.
showing shirt? Never.
Chris Kirkpatrick in one of those videos.
Yeah.
Why?
No,
Well,
that
let's
was
say
actually
is
Backstreet
I'm
Boys,
not
never
here
mind.
for it.
Let's just say, and we're going to assume something. You know Dancing with the Stars, right?
Yes.
Yes, that doesn't help.
Right? So that would be considered formal-ish, right?
costume.
There's jackets,
Yes.
but there's a lot of mesh shirts. There's a lot of no
Yes.
shirts and
Sparkles.
jackets.
Sparkles.
Who's
I
to
love
say
it.
someone
Me too.
really wanted to push it? Then isn't it possible? Isn't it possible that that would be reserved, say, for a man in that instance?
Yeah. I
Okay,
would
so
think
I'm going to bring this up, and we'll see the difference between your opinions on
Okay.
this story versus the next
Can I
one.
say something really quick about this one, though? When I was in school, because I was also in student government, and was something we had every year, because to say and to deem that this is appropriate or this is not appropriate according to Mr. Stevens or according to me as president, or according, it's like who gets that opportunity to say, yes, that is or is not appropriate. What we did is we had a fashion show. And on that fashion show, the Friday before the dance, we said, this is what we consider appropriate. This is what we consider not appropriate. And it was usually things that are ridiculous that you'd go, okay, I can see why that's inappropriate. So that when you came to the dance and you came, and if we said something was inappropriate, we could say, we told you ahead of time this is what was not going to be acceptable. So at least there was that sort of direction given to students, because if you just leave it up in the air to we're going to say what is or what is not, then you're going to get parents to come in and say things like, well, I think it's appropriate and I'm the parent, who are you to judge? Which I get. Parents should have that kind of
But this is a
Control.
private event by a school that your child goes
private
to.
university or private school. I'm sure there's even stricter rules in place. And I think this is kind of funny, because if I was a student, I'd go like, oh, I don't necessarily want to be wearing that. Just a reminder not to maybe push limits for this dance. Wear it to anything else, but why this dance?
See, the kids are feeling like they're being
Dance.
shamed, and they're calling it a shame poncho.
Sure, I get it. We can agree to disagree.
I
on
think
this
it would be
one.
even funnier if everyone showed up in that as a joke.
That
to
I would
almost
love.
mock what is going on with the. Are you wearing?
Let's just like come to
clothes
the
that are
dance. Let's
inappropriate?
like, come and like focus on the dance.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys ready for this next one?
Yes.
Because this one is an actual controversy. This woman from Texas, I believe her name, I do not remember at the time, but she wore a dress that people are
Utah?
calling is,
Utah,
it's Utah.
Utah.
Cultural appropriation.
Kezia?
Okay?
Keziah?
Kezia, right here. So here she is in the dress. When I first saw this picture, I didn't really think anything of it. It looks like a really cute dress, Asian inspired, lovely. But Christy, if we can go to the group picture, you'll see that not only did she wear this Asian dress, but she got all of her little girlfriends to assume the pose of this.
How do we know that she's behind it?
I don't
Just
know
because
that she's
she's
behind it, but
just
she's in
because
the middle
she's
of this picture.
doesn't mean that she's behind it. And how about all the guys that are behind? What symbol are they making?
Some strange thing with their
again,
hands.
these are probably just high schoolers just doing what they do. I don't know. I see, me being an Asian woman, I see no problem with her dressing in something as beautiful as the gown that she's in. And yes, she wants to stand out, so I totally get that. But I don't see her making any other racial gestures. And I don't take this as Asian. I take this as, okay, maybe they're praying. I don't know. We don't know that.
There's
We
the
don't know.
emoji that looks like that as well, right?
Okay.
Where you do that. I mean, there are so many. To me,
I think we're being very kind, guys.
I don't. I'm sticking to my opinion here. I just really don't think that that's what was being done here. I really don't. I don't. If she was the only one doing that, and if we heard her verbally mocking the language or something, but this is passing judgment. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is passing judgment on someone by just looking at a couple of pictures. I want to hear from her.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely. I will say this.
absolutely.
I wore
she
an
tweeted
Asian
back. She dropped an F-bomb in there.
Okay.
There
So
you go.
if you want to, I mean, maybe that's why we're not showing it.
She said
but-
that she is not taking the post down because
Yeah.
she actually loves the dress and
Me
she loves
too. I
the
think it's
Chinese
gorgeous.
culture. So she's standing her guns, and a lot of people are standing by her because of that.
Here's the thing, a few years ago, and we talked about this earlier on
Yeah.
the show, where you can be inspired from other cultures in fashion.
Yes.
A few years ago, the MoMA had this incredible exhibit of Asian fashion. And one of the statement piece dresses in the middle was a similar pattern to that dress. It's literally just taking inspiration from any culture you can find.
I agree.
But
What
when
people are
is it
having an issue with
appropriating?
is that it is generally seen as something that you do when you're praying in Asian cultures, when you're bowing in those cultures. And so for an outsider looking at that picture, the first thing you're going to say is, why did they think that was a cute thing to do? That's just what people are saying.
Right, and it may, I'm not specific on this, it may even be the wrong gesture associated. That's probably, I would assume, more associated with Japan than versus China.
Interesting, okay.
Yes, there are different countries in Asia. There are different traditions and dress and customs. So someone would have to look at that. But remember, guys, she's 18. She's
People
18
do
around
make
her
mistakes.
friends, and her little group did this little thing. You have to understand what her intent is. Is this her moment in time when she wants to take to the internet to make a cultural statement on what she thinks
just
about
don't think
broader
that was on her
issues going
mind.
on in the world? She's 18 years old. You have to think about what is age appropriate and then scale your response to the age of the person.
That is so true.
Is our adult response outsized compared to what her actual intent and gesture was
So
in, the,
David
in the
Long
moment?
made the funniest comment. He says, perhaps this is their way of saying, help, our iPhones are out of power and we can't text about it. That seems like a very appropriate emoji that could go up at the top. Or
Okay,
a
so she
meme.
actually, according to another article, she actually found this dress at a thrift store, and she just thought it was beautiful.
It
And so
is.
she's really trying to
Cost-effective.
recycle, fashion, and I'm all about thrift store shopping. I'm
And
all
I think
about
still
it.
And
believe
coming
there's a
from an
portion
Asian
of that.
woman, I think that's
I'm not
important
offended.
because if there's a story,
Yeah.
like we need to have your perspective from a culture because there's so much. I think in the way I can relate to something like this is when the movie Coco came out this year,
Yes.
right? Earlier last year. And the movie came out, all of a sudden people had a better understanding of what Dia de los Muertos was, a better
Yes.
understanding of what it meant with the sugar skulls. And so now we can look at things like Halloween when people would dress up and maybe misappropriate or appropriate sugar skulls and wear them for no reason. And now you understand there's a rich meaning behind Dia de los Muertos, the reason why people paint their face. There's a rich culture behind it. So I think cultures are being more explored than ever and being put on a platform that people can understand. And hopefully it'll cause other generations to think a little bit before they say something, to understand who it is you're impacting. I will stick to this and say I don't think she was trying to offend anyone. If she was, I mean, look at her here. I just think I would probably wear that dress because I'm inspired by the culture.
I did. If my mom can find a picture, I wore
my dress.
Light pink dress similar to that to my cousin's wedding that had nothing to do with Asian culture because I thought it was super cute. There's something about, again, what I said in the first story, fashion being an expression of what you feel inside and your outward appearance. I love the dress. I think there's definitely part of this that she wanted an amazing photo for Instagram.
Right.
She wanted to have a moment at prom, and what way to make a scene than to step out in a dress that absolutely nobody else is going to show up in.
Which is why diversity is so important,
Hello.
and representation in Hollywood and all that. I know Kenneth Joe Roberts says Moana too. Moana was a movie that we learned. I'm sure if you weren't too familiar with the Polynesian culture, you learn what all, tattoos mean more than just something you throw in your arm. There's deep meaning behind that. So yeah, continue this conversation. Let us know what you think, because it is stirring. We're a lot of controversy and controversial conversations in the newsroom this morning, so thank you for that. Okay, how much time do we have? About a couple of minutes?
3 minutes.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more stories just like this one, all you got to do is hit subscribe.